Morning, but let's take a look into the headlines. We start with the Kenya's bold newspaper, The Standard. Open bribery is what is on the front page of The Standard today. And IEBC is all bark without bite. All bark and no bite is what the IEBC is called this morning. Never before has All Kalau witnessed such a flood of government projects, cash and senior state officials. A constituency that had been neglected for years has suddenly become the focus of an extraordinary spending spree as Kenya Kwanza seeks to deliver victory for its candidate in a by-election seen as a referendum on President William Ruto's shrinking support in Mount Kenya. Critics warn the vote buying is happening in broad daylight as hapless IEBC issues repeated warnings but appears powerless to enforce the Electoral Code of Conduct. In the middle there is IEBC Chair Erastus Ethekon, and there's cylinders of gas to his right. There's logs for electricity poles below. There's pipes for running water. And then there are folks carrying mattresses on the other side. This is what he's surrounded by. Voter bribery is what it's being called. We're going to get into that in a little bit because yikes. That's the story. Take it as you may. I'm going to go to page 2 really quickly. Okay. Abubakar Zain, quiet reform giant who helped shape modern Kenya. Do you know who he is? He helped spread constitutional reforms and contributed to drafting the landmark 2010 Constitution. He was a respected artist and cultural advocate who used creative expression to promote justice and civic engagement. He's a former Iyala MP. He died yesterday while undergoing treatment at a Nairobi hospital. Was among the activists who campaigned for constitutional reforms and later took part in drafting the 2010 Constitution. He's known as Zain. He was among reform activists who regularly gathered at Ufungamano House in the early 2000s to push for a new constitution under the leadership of the late Dr. Oko Mbaka and Mutava Musimi. There's a lot to this man, but may his soul rest in peace. There's a lot to him in terms of what he did. Abubakar Zain, one of the greats. 80 Kenyans die of cancer daily as MPs push for more funding. This is big. It is. Yes, it is. And we know that the big three of the big C is in Kenya. It's not funny. National Cancer Institute says another 125 cases are diagnosed every day amid growing strain on healthcare system. So we're looking at 80 deaths per day, but 125 diagnoses of cancer. Lawmakers back increased funding, review of shark cancer cover and expansion of palliative care to tackle rising burden. National Assembly Health Committee Chairperson James Nikal was there during the committee's budget oversight visit to the National Care Institute of Kenya in Nairobi yesterday.
One would think that instead of investing in Talanta Stadium, you would invent in a cancer treatment center.
Perhaps. A
facility that would be fully equipped, even reduce medical tourism to India and other countries. One would think that a government that cares would just, equip Kenyatta Hospital and other referral hospitals, would even be having a specialized unit.
Cancer research
to deal with,
One would imagine.
One would think, One would think that also our food systems would be looked into and establish the causes and thereafter preventive mechanisms and measures that would reduce, the spread of cancer. Because after payment of the hefty treatment, also most people don't survive.
No, they don't.
Can I tell you what would have happened?
Right.
If we just paused and decided to use the 104 billion shillings in setting up a proper cancer center, perhaps we would be somewhere. Because we had the money, 104 billion shillings.
Yes, was there.
Yes.
Yeah. But
just saying.
I think we needed to invest in IT.
Yeah.
One would think. But the day is coming.
It's not too far.
But it's sad anyway.
It's very sad.
Loss of life, disintegration of family. Families are plunged into poverty because of the hefty cost of the cancer treatment.
Exactly.
It is very sad. It is no joke.
It's not a joke. It's not a joke. It's dreaded. Not just because of what the disease does to a person, but then also the stripping effect on the people around, their loved one.
Yep.
You start to pray and you say, may it never befall. Not just because, it's a horrible disease, but but that at the same time, the destruction that it leaves in its wake around the family, that we can do something about it. And this is where preventative care comes into place. That doctors tell us, oncologists tell us that, you know what, if we are screening regularly, if we're making sure that nutrition is right, then we can actually find these things early. And it is possible for people to recover from cancer when it is discovered early. Now, when we talk about SHA offering situations where preventative care is cheaper than curative care, that's where you want to invest. That's just like both of you are saying. That's where you want to invest. But are we?
No.
What's happening is that 4 Kamkunji officers have been linked to 21 million shillings theft. I just thought I'd mention that. By-election spurs spending spree in All Kalau despite warning by IEBC. Do you know what it's like? It's like you see all of these things happening, and then you know that you hear a bark, woof, woof. Then now you look for where the dog is barking. Then you see a tiny chihuahua somewhere behind the gate under a mattress barking. You know, that's what IEBC is doing right now. This bribery is taking place, then IEBC is standing behind the fence saying, woof, woof, stop it, bribe. Shut down the thing, come on. The people who you know are responsible for this thing, how's about you have a conversation with them?
They will say no one has reported the matter.
They'll say they're waiting for police to investigate.
Let me tell you, that's total BS. You know why? Because under the electoral laws, you know exactly what is happening. You are an adult. I would assume everybody there is an adult and can see wrong for what it is. You know, that today we are taking fishing boats. How have these guys been fishing here? So all of a sudden you realize, we need some research boats to... Shut up, now. No.
Even a train. You know, they launched a train.
Yeah.
They did.
They did.
There's nothing they didn't do, I'm telling you. Look, I said there is a county. First of all, do you know how long it takes a palm tree to grow to maturity? There's a county where the president was visiting, and within a week, fully mature palm trees had spawned from nowhere.
Could withstand even winds.
So the painful thing for me is that these things can be done, but you choose
when
is best to do them.
But did you know our, what do you call them, transformer? The Kenya Power transformers can be mobile. Apparently, during the Mbere North by-election, some electricity, the last mile connectivity happened. So some transformers were installed, but the installation, their stay in Embu seems to have expired. Now they've been taken from Embu to where?
All Kalau.
So they're always on transit.
Best you know.
Another interesting thing is, I've never seen a GOK cylinder gas. I've seen one.
Until
my question is, once people of Kalau Imeisha, where do you refill it?
Government. You go to the chief's office. I think.
Well, I wonder.
I mean,
you guys are just assuming that they'll still be there the week from next week Wednesday. Okay, just assume away. KCSE stars are missing out on top courses, guys. This is a big issue that continues to be the COOPS placement. Those who were placed or not placed continues to be an issue. DCP dares Murkomen. Arrest Gachagua if you have any evidence. Arrest him. We dare you. Just play with us. Call police. Imagine they've told the head of the police, call police.
Call police.
Nimrod Mbai, who is the DCP Secretary for Planning. Name is Nimrod. Okay. If you think Gachagua has offended any law, go ahead and arrest him. They are only fearful because Gachagua has exposed the government and they have no evidence. IEBC pushes for law changes as poll nears. Pushes who? See it? Annoy me not. Pushes who? Are they pushing what? Pushing who? Okay. They want to change the law now. Okay, that should be fun. Rising forest destruction rocks state's 15 billion tree planting drive. That's the problem. Tower. The reason why the state cannot finish its 15 billion tree planting drive is because the forest is being destroyed.
Well, let me tell you, the very same government that wants to build a state house in the middle of a forest and also have an airstrip there. Okay. Now it's complaining that because we are destroying forest, we can't plant 15 billion trees. Okay. How many have you cut down in that forest?
I mean, it's just sad. The appetite for